Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. Today is June 10th, 2026, and we are looking at Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 1. Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 1, it says this: "A wise son brings joy to his father, but a foolish son, heartache to his mother." Now, just before I read this, I had read another devotional, and how many of you are aware that there are times where men write things, and or preach things, or say things, and as you're listening to them, you're hearing a bias that you don't know is exactly correct. It's probably correct for them, or it's correct for what they've been brought up under, but it is stated in a blanket way that this is this, no matter what, and you're looking at it and going, I'm just not sure about that. Well, that happened to me today in one of my devotionals. The devotional said that God never wants second-hand glory. And I absolutely agree. The person's correct in that statement. We should be glorifying God and making sure He gets the glory. We don't take it and then pass it to Him secondhand, right? Glory is His, and we reflect it, right? We get to bask in His glory. That statement was absolutely correct. It's absolute. But then the man said that means that when somebody gives you praise, you shouldn't take any of it yourself. You should make sure that everyone knows that it's all about God. Again, not necessarily wrong, but I have watched that far more often be pride in and of itself, and actually stealing all the glory, not giving anything to God, even though we're pointing up and saying it's only God. And you can see in their face that they're not giving God glory at all. They're giving themselves glory in a very good, correct, acting way. And it's frustrating. Matter of fact, often it's hard for me to see that because it is so often fake. I've done it. I know, right? And the devotional said that means when somebody gives you praise, you shouldn't say thank you first. And so I was looking at this verse in verse 10, or chapter 10 this morning. A wise son brings joy to his father. A foolish son, heartache to his mother. And I was thinking to myself, my dad, who never gave praise, by the way, would have a fit if someone told me I did a good job and I said, oh, it's no big deal. My dad just taught me well. And I guarantee you, I've done this. Oh, it's no big deal. My dad just taught me well. Trying to heap praise on my dad. Realizing that what I was doing was promoting myself, and my dad was actually getting secondhand praise. And then there have been times where somebody has given me praise for something I've done, and I said, thank you. Yeah, my dad, he was a jack of all trades too, and I learned a lot from him. And in that, I was giving an honest and sincere gratitude to my dad for what he taught me. And he wasn't getting secondhand anything. It was all true and right. And I thought about that this morning when it comes to giving God the first-hand praise. What does it look like? It looks like your heart honoring God in both receiving what is handed to you and in you giving out those things to God. You know, in Proverbs 21:2, Solomon says this: God weighs the heart. So as you go out into the world today, is it wrong when somebody gives you a compliment to say thank you and then give credit where credit is due? And do it with the right heart, recognizing that when you say thank you, you're acknowledging that person and then giving the credit for your ability to do that in the right way. Thank you. I've had a few years of experience. I'm grateful for the fact that my parents opened opportunities for me to try new things. Or thank you. I couldn't possibly have this understanding if it wasn't for my mentors that God put in my life. Or you see where I'm going? And the thank you didn't put the praise on me and give it off secondhand. The thank you was acknowledging the statement and putting the praise where it belonged. But I could do the same thing by looking them square in the eyes and saying, you know, God has given me so much. I'm grateful for it. Because it's about the heart and where you're putting the praise. It's not about the words and how you say them, or what you say. It's how you say them and where your heart is coming from. Guys, people can read us. And if we're automatically just pointing to the sky and saying, it's only by the grace of God that I can do that, you've actually taken it first and held on to it. And if there's no humbleness in it, there's a reality that you probably didn't even pass it to God. It wasn't even secondhand that God got the glory. You used the right words with the wrong heart. Something to think about today. A wise son can bring joy to his father, but it's got to be done right. I love y'all. Hope you have a great day. God bless.